Greetings, I'm Attorney Gerald Griggs, First Vice President of the Atlanta chapter of the NAACP, and proud to stand with this coalition that has continued to turn out the vote in Georgia for decades. And I must say that I was proud to be a Georgian in November, and I was proud to be a Georgian in January, and I am proud to be a Georgian today, because we have led the biggest marches in Georgia history. We have led the biggest turnouts in Georgia history. And regardless of what individuals under the Gold Dome think, this is what Georgia looks like. And so we will continue to organize, we will continue to mobilize, we will continue to out-strategize you, because we took the rules that you gave us. All right. As our brother just said, 3 Republican governors gave us these rules. And so we just outsmarted you. And so as you continue to try to introduce 76, 77, 78 new proposals, just know this, that there are 7 million voters in Georgia. And when we're done, there are going to be 8 million voters in Georgia. And the complexion of Georgia is changing. The politics in Georgia is changing. And if you don't get on the right side of history, you will be an artifact in Georgia history. You can quote our dear brother John Lewis all day long, but if you aren't doing the work of our dear brother John Lewis, you are just an empty shingle. All right, all right. You can place a bust of our dear brother Martin on the corner of the Capitol, but if you are on the inside of the Capitol trying to strip brown and black folks of their rights, you don't even have the gumption to stand near Martin. All right. As long as we have Confederate monuments both inside and outside the Capitol, you're showing your true colors. As long as we have the suppressor in chief and his friend, the Secretary of State, we got a real problem. But on this day, we actually agree with both of them. Georgia had the gold standard of voting. Georgia showed the nation what a free and fair election looked like. And, you know, my dad taught me a long time ago that when you lose a fight, you don't just try to change the rules. You become a better fighter. And what y'all don't understand is this. The young people see you. The young people that you were complaining about marching in the streets, well, they took some time off and marched to the polls. Yes, yes. Woo, woo, woo. And they're going to start back marching. Yes. So in order to have a free and fair democracy, you don't need to build fences around the Capitol. You might just need to do the will of the people. Yes. You don't need to erect Jim Crow era voting laws instead of just expanding the franchise and listening to the people. Yes. So here is the charge. We're going to have free and fair elections. We're going to mobilize every single Georgia voter that's eligible to vote. Yes. We are not going to allow you to roll us back to 1850 or 1950. All right. Because neither of those years were great. So, to quote your former president, whom Georgia sent home, we're going to make America great for the first time by making Georgia great for every son and daughter of Georgia. Not only the ones that were brought over here on tourist boats, but for the ones that were brought over on slave ships. Because my ancestors cried out for justice. And what they saw was this generation. A generation not afraid of tanks, not afraid of state troopers, not afraid of gas. And so when we talk about the civil rights movement, which is the birthplace, its birthplace is in Atlanta, Georgia, I would argue that the social justice movement has a birthplace in Atlanta, Georgia. And so what we're saying to you, every single one under the sound of my voice, is this. We've marched 65,000. We've marched 85,000. We've marched 15,000. And we marched 5 million to the polls. So you can lobby all day long, but there's more power in the people than power in the dollar. So, Governor Kemp, Secretary of State Raffensperger, and Donald John Trump, listen to the sound of our voice. If you mess with the Georgia election again, you will be going to Jackson. Do I need to say that again? If you mess with the Georgia election again, you will be going to Jackson, because Georgia is a state of laws, and the laws apply to everyone equally. So here is the charge. We're going to fight your repressive voter suppression laws, both in the street, across the street, and in the judicial halls of this state. And we will win. And then we're going to see you again in November. We're going to beat you in November, just like we beat you last November. Thank you to the NAACP. Thank you to Georgia Stand Up. Thank you to the Working People's Party. Thank you to the Queen of Elections, Helen Butler. Thank you to the New Georgia Project. Thank you to the 100 Black Men. Thank you to our friend and fellow warrior in this battle, Stacey Abrams, in fair fight. But more importantly, thank you to the voters, because we've sent a message, and we will continue to send a message. Our votes matter, because our lives matter. Get your hand off our votes, get your knee off our neck, and don't be chasing us down the street and claiming citizens arrest statutes, because this is a new Georgia whose people are speaking in one voice. We will vote you out. Thank you.